Hey guys, welcome to the Prepping Preacher channel. I'm Brother Tim. I'm so glad you're here. I hope God's truly blessed you. Hey, today we're going to talk about the dark winter. We're going to talk about heating your home, and I'm going to show you an item that's going to help you heat your home. So stay tuned. As I said, this is the Prepping Preacher channel. I'm Brother Tim, and I hope God's truly blessed you. I hope you're having a great day. Hey, before we get started, let me just explain. It's your first time with us. Let me tell you, we are pro-God. We are pro-family. We're pro-life. That means not the murder of innocent babies. We do not stand for that. All right, we're pro-Second Amendment. That means guns. If them offend you, well, this ain't the place for you. We're pro-military, pro-police, and we support our veterans. These are the things that we stand on, and we talk about prepping, we talk about Jesus Christ. And so if them offend you, this isn't your channel. So you can find another one, and God bless you. Go on your way. But for you that stuck around, again, I want to thank you. Wow. Just impressed. We are getting a website going. Just to let you know, we will have the forum up there very shortly. Y'all just bear with me, because I am a newbie to this. I am a green bean, rookie, whatever you want to call me. So, but I'm learning as I go, and we will have a forum where we can have prayer concerns put up there, pray for each other, discuss different things, and it will be Christian brothers and sisters. It will be secure. Only us will be up there. If somebody gets in there accidentally, they'll get eliminated quick. But thank y'all for all that you're doing. Well, fall is here. The leaves are turning pretty. Some of the birds are already starting to leave. I'm seeing very few of my hummingbirds, and I'm going to tell you, winter, it's like old Joe and his giveaways. It's not an if, it's a when it gets here. And by all the signs that my granddaddy taught me, well, it may be a cold winter this year. And I've had a lot of questions of how can I heat my house in case we lose power. And so that's what we're looking at, that what if scenario, that dark winter that everybody's talked about. And so I want to introduce you to one of my buddies. It's Mr. Heater Big Buddy. Folks, that's about the best one I have found to use indoors. I've used these things for probably 20 years, different varieties of them, and I use them in my shoot houses, deer hunting, different places, camping. They're great, and they make a few varieties of them. They have just a plain buddy heater, which is a 9,000 BTU unit, good for about 250 square foot is what they rate it for. They have a middle of the road now, a 12,000 BTU. I don't know the name of it, but and then they have the Big Buddy, which is what I showed you there. And the Big Buddy will take 2 tanks, where that just the Buddy will take two of the tanks. When I say tanks, these 1-pounders like you can buy at China Mart and some of the different places, and but the Big Buddy will take 2 of them, and it does 18,000 max BTU with it. Now, they use these, like I said, all of them use these 1-pounders, and they're running now about $5 a piece. I saw them today for $9.99 for a 2-pack of them. And man, I remember when they were $2 a piece. So either things are going up or I'm getting old or both. Amen. But you can also use the 20-pound tanks like you use for a barbecue grill, the propane tanks, with a hose and with a filter. And I'll talk about that in a little bit here. But the reason I say on the tank, it's so much more economical. Now, the Big Buddy that I use, and this will be different for the Buddy, but with 2 of the 1-pounders hooked into it, okay, burn time on low, which I think is 4,500 BTUs, you'll get 10 hours of run time. With it on high in 2 of these 1-pounders, you'll get about 2 hours of burn time. That's 18,000 BTU. Now, it will suffice with the little ones, but with the tanks, let me tell you what the difference is. With a 20-pound tank on low, you're going to average about 100 hours of run time with it, and with it on high, you're going to get about 20 hours of run time. That's continuous run time. Let me explain. You don't want to run it continuous. I mean, Put on some extra clothes. I mean, you're just trying to take the chill off the house, keep the pipes from busting. So that's why I say, that's continuous run time. So you'll be spreading that out. Don't have it all the way up where you're having to run around in gym shorts and a t-shirt. Okay? Common sense. I know it's not common anymore. But I did a test on this back in February when it was about 30 degrees outside and 44 inside my shop, which is not insulated very well. And to see how fast this big buddy would warm up a room. Now, my room's not as big. It's not 450 square foot, but it also has high ceilings, and not insulated. And so it was, like I said, 44 degrees in the shop when I started it. This was shot in February when the ice storms were going around in Texas, so stay tuned. Now, we just cranked it up. You can see it there. It's beside the electric one that I use in the shop. Now, I'm going to come over and zoom in here so we can see. Now, you see it's 44 degrees in here, and I'm going to go ahead and start. Now, in the instructions, it says that this is good for 450 square foot. Now, this little shop that I've got here is only about 150 square foot. Now, it does have 10-foot ceilings, which can take a little bit longer to warm up. But this thing is really generating some heat right now. I'm about 3 foot away from it, and it could run me out of here. It's so hot. What we're going to try to do is see how long it takes to go from that 43, 44 degrees, what it was, to about a 60 degrees, just to knock the chill off the room. We've got the timer going. We're going in on 10 minutes now. We have raised it up to 52 degrees in here. Okay, we are right almost 25 minutes. We're at 59 degrees. It's getting real close. I'd say 59 and a half. Now, the probe is about 5 foot away. There goes 60. The probe is about 5 foot away from the heater itself, and about 2 foot higher than the heater's on the floor. So, I could have put the probe on the floor, but it would get a false reading. I'm trying to get it where it's comfortable, about seating level. And we're right at the 59 and a half, 60 mark. And you'll see that it's going to kick back and forth here at 25 minutes. So 25 minutes now. Well, as you can see in my test, it took about 25 minutes to change that temperature from 44 all the way up to 59 degrees. And so that's not bad. And like I said, it was a smaller room than what that heater is rated for. But it will heat up a room. Now, my test then will be different than what you can do now. And the reason I'm saying that, if you buy a new Mr. Heater, Big Buddy heater, it's going to be hard to find one with the fan. See, mine uses the internal fan that comes with it that runs on 4D batteries or an AC adapter. And so now, according to, on their website, government regulations and changing of tariffs, they can't bring in, or they're not selling really, the Big Buddy heaters with the fans installed and the switches installed in them. So it's nothing but a radiant heater now. And so I think you need a fan. And there's all kinds of videos out there of people using little USB fans and hooking to a battery bank, and that's a good idea. But I found one that takes no power, and there's probably some videos out there of it. But I started working on this earlier this year, and so I've come up with a hack here. So stay tuned. I didn't want to put up something here that you couldn't do, so I had to find an alternative to using this heater, say without the fan that I've got, so that the ones that you get, and some of the juniors there that will only do like 9,000 BTUs, you can still have a fan to it, and I'm going to show you how easy it is. Real simple. We have here a CX wood stove fan. Now this runs off the heat coming up off of it. It's made for a wood stove, but we're going to modify it, really not even change it up. I've got 2 of the big paper clips, or you can see I've even got the small one and the large one to see what we've got. And we're going to mount that on the unit itself. It's just as simple as putting it here on the top and clipping one end and then clipping the other end. Now we've got it in position. We're going to light our stove. Pilot's lit, and we're going to go high. There we go. Now let's just see how long it takes before that fan starts to kick in. Now we're doing this outside where it's already about 80 degrees, so I apologize, but I wanted to show you what we could do here. It's always improvise, adapt, and overcome. This fan has to reach 104 degrees before it starts turning, but once it starts turning, it'll start circulating the heat. And there we go. That didn't take long at all. Well, there it is. It didn't take very long for it to start kicking, and I can feel the heat coming off of me. There, I can feel it blowing. This way, no batteries are needed. It's strictly running off the heat. Man, that's what I'm talking about right there. What I love about the Mr. Heater Buddy Heaters is the safety that's been built into them. Guys, they are safe to be used on the inside. They have, number one, a low oxygen shutoff switch. So if the oxygen level gets low in the house or that wherever you're using it, it will automatically shut off. I would still tell you to invest in a good carbon monoxide detector. They're not that expensive, you know, $12, $15. Like this one, I'll put a link in there for one. It's insurance to make sure that there's not a lot of carbon monoxide in there. The second safety feature that they built in, Mr. Heater built in, is an accidental tipped over safety switch. It'll shut off if somebody knocks it over. If a child or a pet or whatever knocks it over, it's not going to lay there and burn up where it's at. It will shut the gas supply off and turn it off. Guys, these are just like using a gas stove on the inside of the house. They are safe to use, but you got to use common sense and use safety. Don't put anything combustible around it. I mean, make sure it's on a good sturdy platform wherever you're using it, on the floor or wherever it may be. If you've still got Elvis's shag carpet, wouldn't be a good suggestion to put it in it. All right, but try to get it on something where it will be safe. Again, use common sense. I'm going to show you real quick how easy this thing is to operate. Basically, all you do, open it up. I'll turn this so the camera can get it there. All right, you have, spinning around here. You see the regulator is right there on this, so you can plug this tank right in. All you do, screw it in, get it till it gets in a good seal. You'll feel it snug up. All right, now once it's snug, all right, shut it, all right. Now we come over, hit the pilot. And I'm going to move the camera here so you can see. Maybe you can see that little blue flame in there. Or lit. Now, there's low. There's medium. And there's high. And man, you can feel the heat coming off of it now. Now, to hook the 20-pounder up to it. Alright. Now, first off, I'm going to explain something. Here is the fuel filter. This is a Mr. Heater part. It's a model F273699. And I'm going to tell you, go ahead and do this because I learned the hard way. What happens is, because the regulator is right here on this unit, so you've got high pressure coming off of your tank. That high pressure will cause oil to come off of the hose itself. This hose, and this is one of their hoses, will come off that hose itself, and also it'll not only oil, but some of the plastic particles. Eventually, it'll get down here and clog up and make your Mr. Heater unserviceable. It won't work anymore. So they suggest changing them out once a year. That's what we do. They're like $10.99. I'll put you a link there, but you can. I picked them up cheaper actually at Tractor Supply. If you got a Tractor Supply, go get them there. But if you don't, you can get them off Amazon. But they were like $11 plus tax. Now the hose, I run with the 5-foot hose is what I run on it. And so because I like to have the tank close to it, nothing, a 12-footer, you might have a chance of tripping over it. But it's real simple to put on. Now we have the filter. It's got a little rubber piece there. Take it off. Screw it in. Okay, it goes into this side first. I'll turn it so you can see it here. Screw it into that. Screw it right in. There we go. Till it gets snug. All right. Now we're snug. Then we'll take our hose and we just connect it the same way. All right. Take that brass fit and run it up in there. Get it good and tight. And we're tight. Now, this part right here will go onto your 20-pound tank. And luckily, you've got this little adapter where you can turn it. It's a lot easier. You don't have to put a wrench on it like old days. Well, as you can see, it's not rocket science. It's a heater, guys. And use common sense. I like the 20-pounders because it is more economical, so use them. But get the Mr. Heater hose with it and get that filter. Like I said, I'll put links in there, but you can pick that stuff up at Tractor Supply. I'm going to tell you, you need to get it now. The wood stove fan, they were out of them back in February, March, and April. So you need to get it now if you're going to do this. But if you're looking $130 for the heater, we're looking at $40 for the hose and the filter. So you're talking $170 and another $30 for the fan. So you're talking $200 is what you're looking at there to be set up. And now you still need a tank. They're running $45 to $50 if you don't have a tank that's already filled. But you've got $250 tied up in this. That will give you 100 hours on low or 20 hours on high. But it is peace of mind. Well, if you made it this far, God bless you. I appreciate you being here. I appreciate your time, man. You give me some of your time, and that's the most valuable commodity any of us have, and it seems like we never have enough. So thank you. But there it is. A couple $100, you can keep your house warm. This is a good product. I've used it for 20 years or longer. It will take care of you in an emergency. And guys, the dark winter's coming. The dark winter's coming, so let's get ready. But God, until I see you again, I'm praying God may richly bless you. You'll continue to stand in that gap. This is the Prepping Preacher, guys. I'm out of here.